Welcome to Yeshiva Daf, your sponsor, Lo Nishmas, I'm Yakashom Nabasitzchok. We're holding Sanhedrin. That's number one, holding Sanhedrin. Holding Sanhedrin, Daf and Nun Aleph. We're starting in Daf Nun with base, the third line in the wide lines, in the bottom of the Amud. The more brings a bright, so the more is going to dash in Nun Amud base, 50b. Tonu Rabbanon uvas ishkoyen kitachel. It says that uvas ishkoyen, who is going to be do losher chilulin, do something wrong, she will need to be burned. When baskoyen is being burned, yachol afilu chilulo es Shabbos. It's like kitachel. So he means losher chilul Shabbos. Tomu loyma liznois. Znus. The chilulin shebeznus akos v'daber. Talk about chilulin of znus, which means she's doing znus. Maybe it will be even a pruya. Someone mentioned yesterday. I forgot who mentioned. Maybe who said a pruya is a Yubati special? So why? What maybe pruya? The pasuk referred to over here is supposed to it says V'tziu sanayu l'pesavei savio. School about there it says clear nayu amorosa. So we talk about Muras. So here we talk about that she has a husband. Maybe it means to say Avio that she had a relationship with her father. That's when you burn her. She had a relationship with somebody else, maybe not. She is causing chil to him, but he's not causing chil to her. If he's the one, he's the boyel, so he's mechal her. But she's only causing him disgrace. He's not causing her. If you call out the moment, let's talk about other people. Hamani Mekayim Avia, Nimaka Navia, and Ma'ala Navia. It says Avia by Bas Koyin. It says Avia by Naimer also. Ma'ala Olam's news, if Zika Zabal, means she's engaged. She has a connection to her husband. Because news if Zika Zabal. Same way Ma'ala Olam, Norovi, Arusa of Ka, Nairovi Arusa. Okay? But here we talk about the Pasuk of Avia, talk about Nairo Marasa. Naira is between the age of 12 and 12 and a half. And she's Arusa, she's engaged. But what about other things? Naira of Nisua, she's that age which she's Nisua, married, not only engaged. Bergeres via Arusa. Or she's a Bergeres and she's engaged. Bergeres via Nisua, or they're both default. She's too old and she's married. The Afilu Iskina, even though she's an old woman, Minayin, to Noimar. Uvas koyin mikol makoyin. Any bas koyin, the daughter of a koyin. Rashi says you dash it like the vav, as we'll see in the next one. Says the Gemara, bas koyin. And the Shani says the koyin. Okay, maybe bas koyin. You know when I say that bas koyin has a special punishment. The punishment is burning, different than the regular woman who has chedek, choking. Maybe it is only when she marries a Koyin. Nises Levi Yisrael. She married a Levi, a Yisrael, or even the ones who are apostle. Levi Kechavim. There's some gifts over here itself. Kechavim is Kusi. Lechalo, Lemamzer, Lenosin, Minayin. How do I know in all these cases if she is Mizane, she gets Shrefa? Talmud Loimam, Uvas, Ish Koyin. Even though she's not a kohenis, she's the daughter of a kohen, but she's right now married to Israel, so she's not a kohen anymore. He b'sreifa, is right, so Rashi says bazish kohen. Ish yiseyu la'amalila midrash ta'avud bein ish kohen, aval ba'al lo bein ish kohen. Ve'av abi she'einu kohenis, abas kohen kavil koshte abas ish kohen v'lo ish kohen. Okay, so we as long as she's a daughter of a kohen, says the Gemara, he b'streifo ve'ein boyalo b'streifo. She's gonna be burned, not her boyal, not the man. He b'streifo ve'ein zerimeo b'streifo. She's b'streifo, but the zoymi were not b'streifo, as we mentioned already in the previous daf, that the zoymi don't get streifa. Because it says, this we have a pasuk, the Gemara is going to mention it soon, we see at the beginning of Seches Makis also has it, that you say, Kasher Zom Na'asas Lo'ochiv Lo La'choiso. Special limit. The father's faithful. The father-in-law is skilo. This sentence doesn't make any sense, and we're going to go and see what it means. The Gemara is going to address it in the end of the whole. But first of all, the Gemara is addressing all the other things that we said in this brisa. Oh my mind. We had a tzad, she did Chilul Shabbos, she will get straightful. So when Chilul Shabbos, but skili. What do you mean? When a person does Chilul Shabbos b'mezid, what does he get? Skilo. So why should she get less? This brayso goes according to Shimon that holds what's more severe, burning or stoning? Burning. So therefore the question is, maybe a Bas Kohen who's Mechal Shabbos, maybe she will get treifel. And we see by Karani there's other chumras. There's many mitzvahs that Karani have, they still don't have. So maybe Tidur Misreifel, maybe she'll be burned. Kavashwalan, that no, it's only biznus she gets burning, not other things. So the Gemara, 1 second. How does that make sense? A regular kohen doesn't get treifel, right? A regular kohen who does Chilul Shabbos gets kilo. So how can it be the man who has all the mitzvahs who gets kilo, and the woman does not have that many mitzvahs like a man, she'll get treifel? That's the reason it's different. By him, there is Chilul Shabbos which is mutter. He can do avoid the Mesa English. So you say, yeah, he's more mitzvahs, but on the other hand, Shabbos by him is a little more. There's some leniency by him by Shabbos. He kevando ishtay Shabbos legabo im matidim seifo. But that she never is allowed to do Chilul Shabbos, and she's a kohenes is seifo. Kamash Willan. So it says. Kitechel liznois. Znus. She gets straight for znus, not for Shabbos. Says the Gemara, Yachol afilu pnuyo. Maybe we'll say pnuyo. That was the next part of the brayso. Maybe she's not married. Says the Gemara, it says clearly znus. He holds that when a single person has a relationship with a single woman, she becomes a zoynu legabe kehuna. It has been a zoynu. So that goes nus. I would think she's a Bepri also gets nus. Continue the brayso. Only she has a relation with her father. She has a relation with somebody else. Maybe she won't get treifel. Ela mine you. Shazim so me'aviyos. What explains the brayso? My best kohen if I saw nami. Everybody, any girl who has a relation with her father, willingly, she gets treifel. This is a way to learn the Gzera Shal. Rashi brings, it says, if we see Rashi Tzai, I say, it says by a grandchild, and it says by the daughter of a wife, his stepchild, so it says there Heino and Zimu. That's a limud that we have. We learned in different places that you compare there the daughter to a granddaughter. So Afkan Chavel Bito Kalba Bito. Okay. Now it's as if it says over there. So it says over there Heino you learn from each other, and it says Zimu by the stepdaughter. It says Zimu you learn B'Shreif K'tiva Zimu Yi K'tiva B'Shreif Zimu B'Eish Shreif. So you have Gzera Shal Heino Zimu to tell you that to tell you that there is B'Shreif. So and that's how we learn that it's B'Shreif. Meaning someone has a relationship with her father or grandfather, she gets Shreif. We learned that from the pasuk. So why are you telling me Abbas Kohen has a relationship with her father? Maybe we talk about she has a relationship with her father. That's what the pasuk says have Shreif. That's even Bas Yisrael has Shreif in that case. So what Yitzchak. Maybe you want to tell me that the pasuk is coming to take away from Rava to say that Rava's Gzera Shava is wrong. Meaning they're telling this is exactly what the pasuk is telling you. Only a Bas Kohen gets Shreif, not a Bas Yisrael. Maybe that's what the pasuk is going to tell you. That's a chiddush. The chiddush is, you should know, not talk about someone who has a relationship with the father, we're talking about any baskoyin. Similar baskoyin, any shenisas lekoyin. She marries a koyin. He's the Levi Yisrael of Kachom in the Chalo Nosl Manz of Renain. I didn't know the psukim. Again, that's the quote in the Brisa. Tovud Leim Abbas Ish Koyin. I'll be Shein a Koyenis. Not a Koyenis. She's just a daughter of Koyin. Mishudi Insebu La'ani Labas Koyini. Meaning, she is. Why have to tell you Bas Ish Koyin? Now the Rashi says the problem with what Ish is bothering the Gemara. She's a Bas Koyin. She's always giving you Bas Koyin. Whatever she does, she's a Bas Koyin. She's a daughter. That goes with the Metzias. She's a daughter of a Kohen. Petum, Midi Kohenis, the Kohen Ksiv. Does it say in the Pasuk ever that this credit? Like, what was that mean? I would say that it says, the znus causes her to be mechulelis. The znus is what makes her not good. Until now, she was good. But she was already mechuleles. Why she's mechuleles? When she marries someone apostle like a goy, like a cholol, a mamzer, she's automatically apostle for kuna. Now even the later it says after her husband dies and she has no children, she goes back to her father's household. Once she's married, she doesn't need truma. So she's not a kriyanis anymore. She lost the shame kriyanis. Either she became chulelas or temporarily. She's not a real kriyanis. Kamashwala. That's a chiddush. I have a avamino that she has to still be a kriyanis right now. So about this idea that a woman is right now married to someone who's not a kohen doesn't really have a shem kohen is the loiker amir. Tanya. Bas kohen sheni says leYisrael v'ochlo truma. Bas kohen married Yisrael, she had a truma. Mishalemis is a keren ve'einu mishalemis a chomish. Keren you pay, that's the payment for the eating truma, for eating truma. It's the pay for it. Then there's a fine. Someone who ate truma doesn't have to pay only its value, but he has to pay an additional 25% as a punishment. But that's only someone who doesn't belong to it. Like Yisrael. A kohen who eats truma inappropriately doesn't pay 25%. It says your daughter of a kohen married to Yisrael does not pay the fine. She pays the carrot. She's supposed to eat truma. She doesn't pay the fine. She still gets reifah even though she is married to Yisrael. Once she married one of the psulim, now she lost the shem kohen. She has to pay keren and chomish the fine, and she gets misas chenek. She's not sreifa anymore. Not like the Brisa we said before that she always remains a bas kohen for sreifa. Mary says once she married apostle, she's treated like Israelis. Say even when she married apostle, she still remains with the kedusha somewhat, doesn't pay the fine. She gets reifo. So our Brisa doesn't go like a man, it goes like a rabban. So that was the first part of the Brisa, and the Gemara went and explained that first part. Now the Gemara goes to the last part of the Brisa. Father, streifo, father-in-law, skilo. What does it mean? Esavio, eschamio. What does it mean? Ilem esavio me'ovio means she had a relationship with her father, and then she gets streifo. He says when she has a relationship with her father-in-law, she gets a skilo. Eschamio michamio. My iriu baskoin if by so nami. So the same. Bitoy b'streifo. A person has a relationship with the daughter. The punishment is a streifo, is burning. A person has a relationship with his daughter-in-law gets killed. That's the rule. So it says your baskoin, she knows something very special. With a father, streifo. With a father-in-law, skilo. That's true for everyone. Elo savio b'shus savio. V'eschamia b'shus chamia. Meaning, when she's still engaged, so then she gets skilo. When she gets married, she gets streifo. That's what it means. When she's engaged, she gets kilo. When she gets married, she gets streifo. The opposite. When she's engaged, she's besreifo. When she gets married, it's kilo. Says the Gemara, oh, come on. How does that work? That doesn't work. Why? Ikarabonon, ha'em rinisuy yotzol streifo v'loyerus. Upon all, when she's engaged, she gets skilo. When our Bryce is saying, Esavio, when she's engaged, Sreifo. Schamio, when she's married, skilo. Upon said, no, she gets skilo when she's engaged. As we saw in yesterday's daf. Because the skilo is more chomer. And the Suah gets Sreifo. Ikab Shimon, according to Shimon, that you always give the most chomer, you always get Sreifo. So that's why are we dividing it? Ikab Bishwa, shit we didn't learn yet. Bishwa we're going to see today's daf for the first time. Now with Beis Yashid is Bishwa. She says that Rusa gets Sreifo, that works. But the Nesua is what does she get? Like any other advice, which is Chenik, choking. Says Chamia Chenik, Cheniku, it's not Skilo. So what's John is right? I'll tell you how to explain the Mishnah. Lo ilom kerabon, going like Rabban. Hi, the Rabbanon. So when she's a Rusa, it's Skilo. When in the Suah Sreifo, right? It says over here Savio Sreifo. Kol shi lemato mimita Savio. Anytime her punishment usually is less than what she would get if she had a relation with her father. What is that? Relation with the father, what does a person get? What does a woman get who has a relation with the father? Sreifo. So whatever is less than that, usually. What is the less than that? Nesua. Because what does the Nesua get? What does a regular Nesua get? Chenek. So Chenek is less. So then, mind you, Nesua Bas Yisrael, the Nesua Bas Yisrael B'Chenek, it's less than what a woman has when she has a relationship with her father. So when it says Avio B'Sreifo means if she's less than Avio as a Yisrael, so then that is a koyin, she gets Sreifo. If she's more than the father, what is that? When you have a regular Ruso, she gets what Misa? Skilo. Skilo is more than the Misa that one gets which has a relationship with the father. Because the relationship with the father is a Sreifo, and gets Skilo, according to Rabbanan, Skilo is more Chomer. So that's more. So she gets the Misa of the Chamio to Skilo. In other words, when the Rabbanan says Esavio means if regular woman is less than Avio, Esavio means less than Avio, so now she'll be B'Sreifo. If a regular woman is more than Avio, so now will be Chamio, which is Skila. Rashi points out, so it's not exactly parallel. Esavio means less than Avio, and Chamio is what she's getting. So Gemara could ask, it's not parallel. Look at the last three lines over here in Rashi and Nahum. In the middle of the third line. Avio b'Sreifo smuch lemita savio denechisa mino. If she's less than the father, the agodah nesua bas Yisrael ochav askor yotzia kos lachim b'Sreifo. V'shi lemala b'Sreifo, whoever has a more chamad digmisa than Sreifo, kegoy naruso es chamio danin lo kedin kaloso di b'skilo. That's what you explain it. Says Rashi yesh legamgin. This doesn't work so well. Just say she just remains where she was. Say it's Chamia, she's like Chamia. Why have to mention that Chamia? Also, Thursday reports it's not exactly the same. So the point is, the Gemara give me an answer, which is not a great answer. And Rashi says, really, this answer doesn't remain. So right now, the Gemara is saying, what's a Savio is Chamia? If she's less than Avio, so then she gets Sreifo, meaning if she's married. If she's more than Avia, meaning if she's a Ruso, so then she gets Skila. Says the Gemara, Matkifla Rav Yirmiyah, Midi Lemalo Lemato Ketani. It didn't say Lemalo Lemato. It's not the Lashon. It didn't say over here if she's more than the father, less than the father. Hello, Rav Yirmiyah says, I'll tell you the shot. When Daf, Nunal, with base. Lo Ilom, Kirabi Shmuel, that what? That Rabbi Shmuel holds that a Ruso gets a Sreifo. Hi. So when it says if the sword doesn't get Sreifo, what is she getting? She's getting Chenik. Not Skilo. Says the Gemara Bachikal. Savio b'Shut Savio b'Sreifo. When she's still engaged, she gets Sreifo. Es Chamio mechamio b'Skilo. Meaning, if she had a relationship with her father-in-law, she gets Skilo, because the daughter-in-law gets Skilo. regular person will get chenek. According to this, esavio means rishus avio. Eschamia means mechamia. So it's not parallel. It's still been mentioned before, but here the Gemara asks him a favor. Going like a Shimon that holds that a Russo gets Reifel and an Nesua gets Reifel as well. Hi, because Abelazar Nesua Karuso. We're changing here something according to Abelazar. Abelazar is the one we've spoken in the Brisa. Meaning, according to Reb Shimon, Sreifah is the worst. If she would be not a Kohen, what does a Rusa get? Skila. Now that she's a Kohen, she gets what? Sreifah. So she goes up one stage. From number 3 to number 4. From Skila to Sreifah. A Nesua, a regular Nesua Bas Yisrael, what does she get? Chenek. Now that she's a Bas Kohen, what does she get? So until now we understood she gets Sreifah as well. They both get Sreifah. So the boy, no, she goes in one stage. She goes from Chenek to Skila. Shimon doesn't say that. Shimon says clearly they both get Sreifah. And to say that Abelazar meaning his own Shita, it's hard to say. Rashi says, we don't have such a mocker. Now you're right. Let's go back to the option. It's Rabbanon. And she's supposed to get as a Russo Skilo and Nesua Sreifah. Veipuch. Turn around. Esavia, don't say Esavia b'Sreifah. Esavia b'Skilo. Eschamia b'Sreifah. V'hayde k'omar. Esavia silcha b'alma nokat. What does it mean? What does it mean? So explain the way Rashi says. Why did he say Esavia? Didn't say a Russo Nesua. Just say a Russo Nesua. I said Esavia. So he says, because the Tanakama mentioned Esavio, so before we said Esavio, maybe Esavio, so he mentioned the same Lashon. That's a Rashi learns. There's a little differently, why did we say Sreifah? We made a mistake. The Gemara says you have to change it around. So why do we say Sreifah? You said it's Skilo. So he says, because Be'almo, when a woman has a relationship with her father, usually she gets Sreifah. So that's what we said. Esavio Sreifah, even though really in this case, Esavio Skilo. The reason why we said that made a mistake, we have to correct it is because of that. So Sicha Ba'al means the Lashon that was said that was wrong was just a mistake. It says the Gemara. The halacha is like Ravin said, that we said before, that that's what we say the halacha is. Says the Gemara, what do you mean halacha? We don't have Mishas Beis today. So you give me halacha when Mashiach comes. And as the Rishonim say, when Mashiach will come, he will tell us. According to that, whenever you want to learn Shchidas Kodshim, Seches Zvachim, it's not going to get out today. So it doesn't matter. We tried to learn the Torah. We get reward for learning Torah. So what's the problem? What is here? He wouldn't say halacha. Here the shaila is, what does the brisa mean? Right? Abelazar said, a lashon. We said, what does Abelazar mean? So we brought different options. We saw multiple ways to explain it. One way was Ravin's explanation. So halacha is like Ravin. There's enough community about halacha. They all agree the same dinim. Sreifa for the Kodev Shimon. Skilo according to Rabbanon. Chenek if she's Nesua. There's enough community l'maisa. Just go try to explain the brisa. So I have to tell me halacha. Look, the halacha is only when it's community l'maisa. There's no community over here. Sugya d'shvaiso, the way to read the brisa. Halacha kama, that's the Gemara says. Hi Rabbi Shmuel. So we mentioned before there's Rabbi Shmuel. What's Rabbi Shmuel? The Tanya of us ish koyin ki techel liznois, that she gets sreifa. Says the Gemara bin Ne'aro v'hi arusa kosu b'daber. Talk about a girl Naira or Mirasa. Atari bin Ne'aro v'hi arusa or ela filu b'nesu. Maybe tell me when she's married, as Rabbi Shimon learned. It says there lashon of chenek for anybody who does new, who does nus. Hakola you b'chlal nerv nefes. So it says goes b'Yisrael b'skilo u'vaskoyin b'sreifo we know that a regular woman that does nus gets chenek. Now we said a Bas Yisrael Arusa gets skila. Bas Kohen Arusa gets Sreifa. When we talk about Bas Yisrael, it's only the Arusa, not the Nesua. So Yishmael learns that the Nesua remains with Chenek. The Nesua is not changed. The only one we changed was Arusa. Now like Rav Shimon learns the Bas Kohen, regardless if she's Arusa or Nesua, she gets Sreifa. Rabbi Yishmael learns only Arusa gets Sreifa, Nesua or not. Says the Gemara, what about Zayim and her boil? It's so what do you mean? Where look like a shazom equal? What are you saying? Hello, Zayim misas boil. The Zayim get what they gave, what they intended to give for the boil. Mishu shenema basis so loy kashazomam says lo achiv the loy la choy so the Rabbi Shmuel. So the Zayim get what they intended to do for the boil, not for the Isha, because it says loy lachos. So that was Rabbi Shmuel. The last part was just to say something. There's no machlokes regarding Seivimim, but the first part was it's only a ruso, not a nesu. Rabbi Kiva imer achas rusa chan nesu. Rusa and nesu. Yotzo seif. Yochel afilu pnuyo. Ne'amar kan. That's what we said before. That's the brayso we mentioned before. Ne'amar kan aviyah. It says aviyah over here by a baskoyin. Ne'amar leman aviyah by what? By a naira muroso. Malolon's news because Baal because of Baal. That's how you know it's not prayer. Allah b'shmuel imalolo naira v'aruso kan naira v'aruso. Want to do a heka shalom naira muroso and nanesu. Allah kibo Yishmael ochi Yishmael my brother. Bas ubas anidor. You should have an extra vav. Ubas coming to add also nesu. Amar hey, he says of Yishmael. Chem b'shata doresh bas ubas no yitzizu l'sreifa. So because you have the extra vav, you can do shreifa. You have to make a decision. Either you're saying that you're doing everyone, Nesua, Pnuya, everyone, or you're saying you're doing a Gzera Shav and it's only a Marasa. But why are you saying Marasa, Nesua, yes, and Pnuya not? Kiva, I'll tell you why. Hani Gzera Shav and Muta Pnuya. Hani Bata Basa was Nesua. I have Gzera Shav tell me only a Russo. But then I have extra vav to tell you also the soul. So what's the question? We have both. Rabbi Shmuel saw him to call him the Basu Bas Shabbat Yadu Migzir Shabbat. So I'll tell you what. Rabbi Shmuel didn't misunderstand Rabbi Kiva. He thought Rabbi Kiva said, "Forget about the Gzir Shabbat. I just learned from the Ubas. It comes to add more than a Russo." So he says, if it's coming to add more, so say the Suah and Priya. So he says, no, we have Gzir Shabbat that is Ma'at. And you have vav is coming to Rabbi. So that's what to do something in the middle. Because he learns exactly Gzera Shava. So you speak about Arusa and not more. It says by Koyanim, male Koyanim. There's a difference if the Koyan is a Balmum or not. If he's Balmum, he can't do Avaita. Maybe you'll say the daughters as well. She's Balasmum, she won't get Shreifa. The extra vav tells it doesn't matter her physical condition. Because it says we already know by Bali Mumin Koyanim Charim it says Emakrivim Vayu Kodesh. It says there we learn from that pasuk that what's Vayu Kodesh? Even Bali Mumin still have Kedushas Kiuna. They can't become Tameh. They can't even though the Bali Mumin they can't do Avaida, but still have Kedushas Kiuna. So even the males that are Baal Mumin are Kaddish. So of course the women also have retained the Kedusha. Let's say that's them. There's a special limud. They're still Kaddish. But maybe the daughters of Baal Mumin don't have it. That's what they have uvast extra vav. Says the one Rabbi Shmuel, the from base with Aleph. Hi, Savia Michaleles, my Dashabei. Meaning, right? We said Savia is Michaleles. We said Avia. What does he do with this Avia? You know what it means? There is enough kamino. Even though the kohen does not lose his kahuna because his daughter did tznos, but there's something he does lose. What is it? if they used to treat him with kodesh, they start treating him with chayil. Kavod nagim ubizayin. You don't treat the same kavod. Aru shezu yolad, aru shezeh gidel, aru sheyot zeh mechalotzo. They say, yeah, that he's klala for the fact that he had such a child coming out of him. You see a Rasha, you say he's a Rasha, son of a Rasha. What do you mean? His father's a tzaddik. His father's not such a big tzaddik. If he would be a big tzaddik, the son would not become a Rasha. I mean, something is wrong with the father as well. So that's why I'm calling him Rasha by Rasha, even though the father is a tzaddik.
We have to be what? Yeah, we have to be marked. You see by the obvious, but they will have.
Yeah. Says the Gemara, Zumitz Eskilo, it's calling. I'll just take it to the Mishnah. My Tano, the Ketani Zumitz is calling. And then the Mishnah says, that's the mitzvah is called. We need to make sure to give what he's calling in the Mishnah. So Mishum the Tani, Gemara Di Mutzimu So Soklo, in the previous parak. Gemara Di, take the skill. It's a skill, I go by Shtiamis. Shte Koimus. We spoke about the dealing of skill. I the Kabai in the meeting, it's a Soviet Tani Nami, Zumitz is calling. I mean, our Mishnah ends, it says, what we learned till now is an Iskolim. And now we're shifting to the next piece. So the previous paragraph we spoke about the first mitzvah, Iskolim, and now we're shifting on to the next one. That's what we saw by say, we're learning till now is mitzvah Iskolim to go on to the next one. Transition, exactly. We'll stop over here. Kedai to listen to Shom Hashon Daf, because Hashem, when we'll be ready, that's some of the Inyonim in the Daf.